Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. We've got a Dunkel beer here, or more specifically a Kloster-Export Dunkel from the Kloster Scheyern. Is that? Let me read that. Kloster beer for Triups GmbH Scheyern. Yeah, so it's Abbey Brewery. What are these guys from? Scheyern, which I'm guessing is part of Bavaria. But it's one of those beers where it's got beer written in multiple languages for the international audience. So I'm not sure if this is available outside of Germany or if they're just doing that for potential international visitors. But yeah, this is a Dunkel beer, clocking in at 5%. So an export one, so the ABV is a little bit higher than usual. Although I'm not too sure exactly what the regular ABV is for a Dunkel beer. But yeah, I know these export beers are higher in ABV, so they can last longer on the shelves for the export market. But yeah, very traditional looking label. It's a very nice and pretty looking label, if you ask me. Lovely border, and same border on the back. Nice label on the neck, and there is the crown. I have had other beers from these guys. Not sure if it was just a Helles or a Doppelbock, but I have had a beer from them. But I've never had this one. So yeah, traditional beer, clocking in at 5%, as I said. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this one opened and see what we get. So I've just come off a hangout. I did my 200 subs Q&A video, and I was saying that I didn't really want to drink too much tonight, but I've only got a couple more beers left, and it's like, just get them drunk then, get a few more reviews recorded, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And bit of an aggressive pour, nearly lost some of the beer. There's still some in the bottle, just a little, whoa, misjudged that one completely. But yeah, wobbly, wibbly, wobbly head. Let's just pour the rest in. Lovely indent in the middle, reminds me of a donut. But yeah, beer in a glass then. And yeah, that is a classic Dunkel beer. Very slight ruby red hints, but it's more of like almost a mahogany look to it. Lovely clarity in there. Nice amounts of carbonation. And yeah, beer poured with about 2 fingers worth of slightly tan coloured head. And gotta say, that's a very nicely presented pint, if I do say so myself. I very rarely pour a good beer, so when I get something that's visually appealing to me, I'm a little bit proud of myself. So I'm going to get a little bit smug. I'm joking. But yeah, lovely looking beer. Let's see if we can get an aroma from that, because I'm starting to get a blocked nose, and the head is a little bit sizable, but I'm sure we can work something out. It smells like pork. Oh no, that was odd. It smelled like when you'd opened like a pack of like pork, like raw pork. Not like that when you get hit in the face with the smell that dies off after a little while. What is that, by the way? Why would you describe that? When you get that like potent meat smell when you open up a package of meat. I don't know how you would describe that, because it doesn't smell like the meat, and the smell, obviously because there might have been a little bit of air in the package. I don't know. If you're a meat eater and you buy packs of meat on a regular basis, you'll know exactly what I mean. And I've got a very runny nose. But now, those lovely, roasty, nutty, sweet tones are coming through. So whatever that aroma was, it subsided very quickly. Although that's got that it's got a slight savoury edge to it, I won't lie. Maybe like a char to it, almost. But yeah, a little bit of like a brown sugar. Lovely caramel malt flavour or aroma. It's bready, like a slightly, not a completely rye bread, but like a 50-50 sort of blend with the wheat. But you're definitely getting that sweet aroma. And it's what you would expect from a Dunkel beer. But yeah, not a bad smelling beer so far. Minus that weird smell that I got right at the start. It's amazing how beer can be like that though, no matter what the style. Because of course, when it's out of the vessel, it's in a completely different environment. You know, there's oxygen around us. So yeah. I don't know science. I'm going to stop pretending like I know what I'm talking about and get on with this beer review. Prost. And that's nice. Not the most flavoursome beer in the world. Not even the most flavoursome Dunkel beer that I've ever had. But it's just one of those things where you take that first swig and you're like, I'm happy with that. Slightly smooth body. Upper end of medium. Carbonation comes up right at the end to help distribute that beer and disperse the beer on your palate. That being said, slight stickiness afterwards with that residualness. Residualness, it's not even a word. Sweet caramelized nuts. That's what imagery is playing in my head right now. I think with a beer like this, some people would disagree. It's not the most robust or flavoursome beer. But at the same time, it's not really like muted or faded. It's just a very subtle, well-balanced flavour. And sometimes you want that with a beer. Especially something like this, like a Dunkel, traditional Dunkel beer. It's malt. Nice, sweet, slightly roasted malt. But you get that very slight vanilla flavour. Very slight yeasted, sweet dough flavour. And that's the great thing. It's not overly sweet, which I can find to be quite sickly with some beers. Just like when beers are way too hoppy, if you have too many of them, you just get a little bit burnt out and a little bit oof. Do you know what I mean? It's like Rauch beers. I friggin' love Rauch beers. Probably one of my favourite styles. But I couldn't do a session on them. I couldn't know. Obsessed with Scottish comedy recently, so that's why I keep breaking in to Scottish. Gotta no do that. Talking pesh. But yeah, the beer. Back on 2 points. Sort of zoned out for a minute then. It's got that flavour that coffee has when you let it go cold, where it almost like turns into like a slight chocolatey flavour. Am I the only one who gets that? Probably. But if you also know what I'm talking about, then let's be best friends, because sometimes I say, even to myself, some absurd shit when I'm doing these beer reviews. But this is lovely. It's like Horlicks. Like, I've chilled this down a little bit. But if you were to have this even at room temperature, this is one of those beers where have it before you go to bed. It's just so comfortable, so easy. It's like a plain but loving grandma. You just want to cuddle her, you know. She'll make you some really dull biscuits, but you love eating those biscuits. That being said, it's not a dull beer. Don't get me wrong. It's just the flavours are a bit laid back. There's nothing in your face. It's just a beer that you can sit back and relax with, which is what I'm going to do now. Watching Lance the Lush's most recent hangout. Happy days. Might get some of those Swedish oat biscuits that you can get from IKEA. That's my night sorted. Even though I do have an oatmeal stout that I want to drink after this one, which you'll probably end up seeing that review before this one, because you know how hectic my reviewing schedule is. This isn't a sit down and chat with Peter, by the way. This is just I'm rambling. I've had the apartment to myself for a week. The cat hasn't even been here. So the company is greatly appreciated. Let's be best friends. I can get you good beer. Don't leave. Please. So what would I give this beer then? I'll give it a very solid 8 out of 10. I am very much enjoying this beer. If you've tried this one, or any other Dunkel beers, or anything else from the brewery, as always, your comments, feedback and opinions are greatly appreciated. What's some of your favourite Dunkel beers? Are you a fan of the style at all? And yeah, check out my Dunkel beer playlist. Check out these guys down below. I hope I've got the brewery information correct. If not, I will have by the time it's uploaded. Put it in the title and the description. So yeah, thank you all for watching. And fucking hell, I'm an idiot sometimes, and I swear for no reason at times. How can I, with a clear conscience, send the URL for this video to the brewery to promote my reviews when I'm effing and blinding? It's a sad world we live in, folks. Stay safe. And keep drinking good beers in a responsible manner. Thank you all for watching, and I shall hopefully see you later. Do I even actually have a fringe right now? Bye.